The market shoots to all-time highs before pulling back a little into the close. Is it skyrockets in flight, or do the bears make an appearance? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, for quite some time now, we've been talking about the fact that we're looking for the market to head toward that 6,400 area, and that's what we saw again yesterday as the market moved up into all-time highs before pulling back a little bit into the close. So now the question is, can the bulls get to 6,400, or do the bears make an appearance? I'll get into that in just one second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, as always, before we jump into the charts, we will take a look at the results of our indicator. Today was a trend day up, and if you know anything about our indicator, trend days, you just don't trade them. We have rules for that. So not much on the day trading scene, but I want to show you how powerful this is in the swing trading area. I'm going to show you several examples of incredible swing trades and how you can take them and how this can change your life. It makes it really easy on when to get in and when to get out, and it's helping traders pay their bills literally, as you'll see in the video. Now, if this is your first time here, we built our own custom trading view indicator, and we're going to take a look at that right now. Okay, guys, so here we are on the weekly trading view SPY chart, and we're going to go over several different stocks here because you can use our indicator on any stock or any index, and I'm going to show you that it can be used on cryptocurrency, you can use it on the Mag 7, it can be used on an index. We're going to see all of those examples here, and we're going to see incredible returns on what you get. And this can be used longer term. So this is the weekly chart. So we're looking for several month plays here. These are swing trades that we're taking a minimum of 3 months out, but I prefer 5+ on weekly swings. And I'm looking for big wins here. And that's exactly what you see over and over again on these charts. So on the SPY here, we can see up at the top, we got a sell signal. This is right around Christmas. And we always get in on the last day of the week because we don't want the weekly candle to set as a sell and then by the end of the week go away. It did not. So we get in at the last day, which is the close of the candle. So about 595 you get in. They dropped it all the way down to 481. A huge drop. And if you use this, so we have people use this for their 401ks. And they've moved their 401ks into like a money market account. So they're not invested in the market, but they're still obviously in their 401k. And they wait, and then they could have bought back over here. You got a buy signal, and you got that buy signal at 566. So even if you're not going to trade options or just trade the market or short it, you can protect your 401k. In this case, you would have saved over 30 points or 5% of downside, bought back in, got more shares because it's a cheaper price. So now you've added to your shares, haven't lost any money, and got in at a cheaper price, and then caught a 10% rip straight higher. Now, can you imagine if you were trading options over here on this 100-point drop or trading options right here on this 10% rip? You're absolutely crushing, guys. That's 2 trades that just absolutely killed it back to back that would pay for all of your year's salary if you did it right. I mean, this is, what did we get in here at? 594, and they took it all the way down to almost 482. So 595 to 482, 112 points of downside here over that 6-month span or so, or 5-month span, whatever this was. Absolutely, a 4-month span. It was at Christmas into 1st of April. 4 months, and you got 100 points of downside there. Absolutely crushed it. And then in just a couple of months, you had a 10% of upside here and another absolutely crushing trade. And that's just the SPY. If you like trading the Mag 7, we have Microsoft. Told you to sell back here. You get in at the close of the candle, which is down here at 416. It ran all the way down to 344. So that was basically 60, 70 points almost. 70 points of downside on a 400 stock you just dodged. Then you could buy back in at 391 or get options. If you're trading options on these, you are absolutely destroying it. You get in at 391 and they're up at 510 right now. I mean, could you imagine 391 to 510 in just a few months on these options? How much you're making on that? This was probably about a $30 option. And now it is up, $109 and 10. So $119 minimum on that option. That doesn't even count your time value, but $119 of just pure value straight up per contract. You bought in maybe $30 and now you're up $80 on that. So you made almost 3 times your money if you're doing an options contract there. This is absolutely insane. Crushed it on Microsoft. How about NVIDIA, the biggest stock in the world? Told you to sell back here at 136. They took it all the way down to 86. So 36 and 14, that's $50 off $136 stock. And then, guys, this is absolutely nuts. 110 is where they told you to get in. They just hit 173. That's 63 points on a $110 stock. That's a 60% move, basically. Not quite. It's about 55% or so. Straight up. Guys, these are absolutely crushing numbers. They are absolutely crushing. And as you can see on the screen, it's paying people's bills. It's absolutely insane. People call it a cheat code. People are taking off time to play golf. How about Tesla? Tesla is a wild stock, goes up and down all the time. How about getting out up here at 407? They dropped it all the way down to 214. They got you right back in at 286 and ran it up to 368. That's a 30% move up right there on Tesla that you just grabbed real quickly after, gosh, what was this move down? 408 or so down to 219. 50% move down. That's nuts. Absolutely crazy. 50% straight down. There's no heat taken on this. When you get in here at 407, down, 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 all the way down. Guys, crushing the market on swing trades. So if you're not a day trader, this indicator is still for you. It makes it super simple to use. You only look at one chart. You only have to wait for one indication. It's a price action indicator. It's looking for very key levels to trade off of. It's not looking at the history. That's how you're able to get in at the top and get in at the bottom, because we're not waiting for the RSI to cross back over or the MACD to cross back over or some other lagging indicator. We are looking forward and we are killing the market. What about crypto? How about Bitcoin? You want to try Bitcoin? Yeah, sure. Told you to sell up here around 102,000. They took it down to 74,000. That's a 26% drop. Told you to get right back into Bitcoin at 94,000. Took you all the way up to 124,000. A 30% move up, straight up in Bitcoin. Just absolutely crushing. Guys, it works on every stock. It works on every index. Now, are there losing trades? Yes, right here is a losing trade on Bitcoin. They told you to sell. It was a week early. The sell came in and the sell hits, so it's early. But it comes right back and gives you the sell, and down we go. So absolutely crushing it, guys. Here's how you get it. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you right over to the website. Once you're there, you can check out our membership plans area. Scroll down, you'll see our trading view indicators. $59 a month for the monthly, $5.90 for the year. You get 2 free months. And guys, because I love it so much and because I know you're going to love it, 30-day money-back guarantee. You can use it. You can paper trade it, so you don't even put any real money down. If you don't like it, get your $59 back. Or you can use it like everybody else does. Make money, be happy, and keep using it. Again, you get a 2-month discount on the yearly, 30-day money-back guarantee. Guys, I'd love for you to have this. We're absolutely crushing it. Come be a part of it. Now, let's jump into the charts and take a look. Okay. So essentially today we got a fifth wave. It got up near our target. We've been looking for 6,400. They got to 6374 today. So pretty close. This is a pretty big closing 2-hour sell-off here. They closed back down below VWAP and the 21, and that's a good sign. Not the 21 on the 2-hour, sorry, but VWAP. So that's a good sign for the market to possibly drop a little bit here. I don't know that we've seen the top yet. There wasn't enough volume really today for me to be feeling that good about an overall top. But we still have that 6,400 target. They got really close, and very often those act as magnets and psychological targets that draw price in before seeing the actual turn down that will be a little bigger or potentially a lot bigger, just depending on structure and what happens. We never want to get out over our skis on those types of things. We just want to be aware of them. So it's always important to know what the risks are so that you can plan for them, but we're not trying to trade for that yet because we don't have a setup for it. So when we get the setup for a bigger downside play, we will definitely be trading for that and looking for it to happen. But for now, they are still above support. It is still a bull market. We do still have plenty of room overhead for them to go higher. So we will have to see how they react overall over the next week to potentially 2 to 3 weeks with earnings season. You're going to have some tech this week, some big tech next week, and that should give us the catalyst we need to understand exactly how much more gas is in the tank for the bulls. Again, you do have a potential Wyckoff here. It's getting a little high on this last up thrust. You don't want it to be too much higher than it is, but this would be your buying climax, your up thrust, and then your UTAD here, and then you turn down. They do need to start selling basically now. This is getting a little high for the UTAD, but not incredibly, outrageously high, but, getting to a point where you don't want it to go too much higher. Otherwise, it's just a pretty standard breakout, and then you're just going to look for pullback and go again. Major first support is this 63.25 area. If they can get below 63.25, it does open up down to 6,300. And then we will look at 62.60 down here at the bottom of the range that they were in, that they just kind of tried to break out of. We would look at that as the next major support area. If this is going to turn into a Wyckoff, you should see some pretty quick selling into 62.60. You should see a lower high bounce, and then you should see a real snap off after that. It breaks 62.60 and starts to push down pretty hard. That would be very strong indication of a Wyckoff distribution. However, again, not there yet, just something to keep in the back of your mind. Should they start to break down, we can turn this into a bigger breakdown pretty quickly. We are extended. Again, this is the third fastest rally in the history of the market from the V-shaped recovery that we got. So when that happens, you tend to get big corrections off of those. So that's what we're looking for. That would be the overall thought pattern. But until or unless we see support break, we are in a bull market pushing higher towards 6,400 and then 6,500 after that. Even up to 65.60 is still in the cards. As an extended 5 here, you could push up to the 2618 at 65.61. So keep that in mind. While we, of course, are looking for the end of a bull run, there is no reason to start to worry about it until we start to see supports break. And then once we see that, we start to prepare for it. Otherwise, bull market looking higher. Questions on the ES? And real quick before I jump over to the NASDAQ, looking higher doesn't mean that tomorrow we're going up. It means that overall, I don't think the bull market is done. We can absolutely do this. So looking higher to 6,400 would be my next area of interest in looking for a rejection at volume. On the NASDAQ, we have a pretty clear breakout here. They've made a couple of new highs, so it's, to me, going to be unlikely that this is going to stay a Wyckoff. They needed to really sell off of this high. The continued push here toward our 23,500 target, but they do have, you know, a potential, a potential for this to be 5 waves. It's not the cleanest. One of these would be pretty reasonable as well, and to fit 23.5 or a little bit above that. We also have targets pointing to 23.5 on the smaller and larger time frames. So there's a lot of confluence in this 23.5 area that we're approaching, and we've been talking about that area for quite some time being the target for this move up, as long as the bulls continue to break resistance and squeeze, which they have done. So broke out of our range here, pretty clean breakout to the upside. They rejected just below our target, but again, we can definitely see a 4 or 5 or a pullback and run up into that 23.5 area and then down from there. So both charts still have room above them. Neither one of them had a breakdown on volume today. You did get a nice reversal bar on the SPY, but again, no volume, or not no volume, average volume. Typically, you want to see higher than average volume or well above average volume if you're looking for a big top where people are kind of dumping. But if they turn it into a Wyckoff, it can be a little different. So at any rate, that's where we're at on both charts.
Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link and it'll take you right over to our website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans and they both come with a 7-day free trial. That's because I want you to get in there. I want you to make sure you love it and become part of the trading team before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. You literally have nothing to lose by checking us out. We also have our educational material. If you scroll down a little further on the page, you're going to see our indicators, which you saw in the first part of the video, and also our courses. We have our Trade Waves Academy course, and right now I am giving 50% off of this course if you get the yearly indicator. So if you buy the yearly indicator right now, you're getting 2 months for free on that, and then you get Trade Waves Academy 50% off. In Trade Waves Academy, we go over all of the things that are outside of Elliott Wave to put a complete package together. We go over market psychology, capital management. You can see all the modules here on the screen. Options trading basics, candlestick patterns, how to trade price action, bull and bear traps, how to identify market reversals, fib levels and why they're important, how to identify key support and resistance, and trade setups and proper risk reward. All of this comes inside of Trade Waves Academy. On top of that, you get our Elliott Wave for Beginners course included in this price, and you get the Advanced Elliott Wave for free included in this price. So for $497, you get all of those modules I just said, plus the Beginners course, plus Advanced Elliott Wave.
It's an incredible deal, and you can get it for half off right now if you get the yearly indicator. Now, as I did mention, we do have our advanced and our beginners Elliott Wave courses. In our advanced course, we're going through a lot of the things we're seeing on the charts right now. A lot of those things are the advanced fib levels, the diagonals, double and triple threes, flats, triangles, trading Elliott Wave, which right there, that is worth the price of admission. People don't understand that there's two paths and how do you trade them if there's up and down. It's because you trade setups, and there are very good setups in Elliott Wave Theory. You have to know how to spot them and trade them, and we talk about that here so that you can understand how to do this course. Now, I understand if this is too advanced. You can see, though, that our traders love it. But if you need to get started at the beginning, we have our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course, and this course is really helping traders understand a complex market in a way that makes sense. It's extremely confusing when good news makes the market go down, bad news makes the market go up. It stops at random places. You don't know what's going on. That's because the news cycles were garbage. Elliott knew this long ago. He knew that key levels mattered. It's not random, and you're able to find these key levels, and this is what gives you a huge advantage over the rest of the market. In this course, you get 25 videos where we go through your introduction. We have to introduce you to Elliott Wave Theory. We have to get your mindset right and give you the KISS method, how this works and why it works. It's very scientific based. People think it's just, oh, you just make a wave up. No, very scientific based. It's outstanding. Chart setup and tools. We go through all of your chart setups, every tool you need to use with Elliott Wave, how to use it and why we use it, and then the Elliott Wave for Beginners area where we go through each of the waves, how to find the key levels, how to understand impulsive and corrective waves, how to know where to get these measurements, the corrective depth theory, the theory of alternation, the pivot, everything you need to make sense of an irrational market. Now, the really cool thing about both of these courses is there's several ways to get them cheap or for free. You can get them both at a $37 discount with our Elliott Wave course bundle. You can get them for free in our Trade Waves Academy course. If you buy that, they are included in that course. Or if you just want to get them at a low monthly cost, you simply get one of our monthly rooms, as the Elliott Wave courses are included in this price. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, we give you all of your real-time market updates, all of your buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions are answered. The midday video that you watch in these calls, that's live for everybody in these rooms. And then you get the beginners and the advanced course included in this price. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing and day trade. So we do trade quite often in my room. Now, if you're looking for futures trading, individual stocks, income trading, and advanced trading, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as the individual stocks, the futures trading, his income trading method that just kills it, and his reduced risk binary method that gets you in at a cheap price, gets you huge multiples on your money, and it's how he structures that trade that's so unique. That's why you get a 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with your next market update.